This week on the Road with Mickey, March Madness for Epcot.
We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
Hey Brenda.
Hey, hey, hey.
Grogu says hey.
Hey, Grogu.
And he's Grogu. Hey buddy boy.
He's so sweet.
And we are on the road with Mickey. This is episode 259 for March 31st, 2025. And our feature topic this week is the March Madness continues. This week, we're taking a look at Epcot.
Woo woo.
Whee!
We have had so much fun with this, and we've had so many great conversations with people that it's just blown our minds that it's been so cool. But before we get into that and we tabulate the results and we tell who the winner is, we have some cheddar from the big cheese. And Brenda, you start us off.
Okay. Well, this past Friday, March 28th, National Geographic's Disney Treasure documentary premiered on Disney Plus and Hulu. This behind-the-scenes look at how the ship came together sounds really interesting. I haven't seen it yet. Mike, do you plan on watching it?
I do plan on watching it. I think that'll be really cool.
Me
That'll
too.
be really cool.
I want to watch it, but I need to find time.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
It'll be there.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Calling all Space Rangers. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin is going to be getting some updates. A brand new scene, new ride vehicles, handheld blasters. I think it's going to be really cool. I saw some of the artist photos and whatnot. It looked really neat. But this does mean that the ride is going to close in August and it'll reopen sometime next year. We have no idea when yet. So maybe December 31st, 2026. Who knows?
Oh,
You never
goodness.
know.
Probably sooner than that, though, is my guess.
Yeah.
I think so.
Anyway.
All right, well, it's my turn.
Yay.
In the YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel by Walt Disney Imagineering, they have a new episode in the We Call It Imagineering series. That's a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. We Call It Imagineering. This one is called Let's Ride. And they are interviewing Imagineers that were instrumental in some of the iconic Disney attractions. We have the link to it in our show notes. I have not gotten the chance to watch it, so do not spoil it for me. I'm not spoiling it for you.
It's awesome.
I told you not to spoil it for me.
Well, I didn't. I watched all of like 45 seconds and I happened to hit pause, and it was a pause. And Brenda, you'll love this. It was a pause on a video clip of Walt Disney riding an attraction, and the pause just happened to be his face right there on the attraction. I'm like, dude, that was just like the quintessential pause of all time.
Yes, that is wonderful. Well, I'm sorry I'm late to the party, but can I add just a couple of things to the cheddar?
Go for it.
I'm sorry I didn't get here in time to talk about it, but I did want people to know, especially if they're Little Mermaid fans, that The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure, will be debuting on May 27th, 2025 over there at Hollywood Studios. It's the new theatrical production. They've had that building closed forever for, so it's going to be back May 27th, 2025. And
what's it called again?
The Little Mermaid, and I just closed the page. Let me see. So sorry. The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure. And that's in that same building there in Animation Courtyard. And then one other thing is there's a brand new show also coming to Hollywood Studios on May 27th, and it is Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. And it's a big stage show about, the Disney villains, and it's, are they mischievous or are they misunderstood? And at the end, the audience votes about that. So I think it'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Yeah, and that'll be right there
Sophie?
on Sunset Boulevard, right, at the big
Yep.
stage.
Sophie's got to report
Yeah.
back on that when she
I
does
know.
her trip recap.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I just wanted to add those two. Like I said, I'm so sorry I didn't prepare for that. So.
It's okay.
That's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, that is our expanded cheddar from the big cheese. And it is now time for our feature topic. But first, just a reminder, we have our Facebook group. We have our Facebook page. The Facebook group is where all the voting for March Madness is taking place. So join our group if you haven't yet and vote in our polls because we're having a lot of fun. We have the YouTube channel. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching us.
Hi.
Instagram, On the Road with Mickey. You know what? Our poor Instagram is so malnourished because I don't post much to it.
Oh.
So we need to improve on that. Maybe Sophie can post when she's on her trip.
I do not do Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I do not do TikTok.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then our email address is info@ontheroadwithmickey.com, and our website is also ontheroadwithmickey.com. So that is our ways you can connect. Leave us a comment, shoot us an email. I do want to give one shout out to a friend of the podcast, and his name is Shane, and we all know him. But for those that don't know him, he gave me some information this morning that was really cool, and it explains why we do what we do. Because he listens to the podcast, and he said the biggest thing he gets out of it is that it brings back all those memories of the trips that they've had, that he's had with his wife and their two girls. And it's like listening to the podcast brings all those memories back to the forefront. And I think that is so cool. So thank you, Shane, for that.
Thank you, Shane. That's
made
awesome.
our day.
Yes.
Made our day. So that's why we do it. But now it is time for our feature topic, and we are continuing our March Madness series, and we are looking at Epcot. This is week 2 of a 5-week series. So we're going through each of the parks. Last week we did the OG, the Magic Kingdom. And who was the winner, Sophie?
The winner was the Haunted Mansion, clearly because you all love me so much.
Exactly. And because it's a cool attraction.
Yeah.
That too.
Yes, that too.
So this week we are looking at Epcot, like I said, and we have our first round matchups. Brenda, do you want to shout those out?
Oh, sure. The first round matchups were Guardians of the Galaxy versus Journey into Imagination with Figment, Frozen Ever After versus Spaceship Earth, Soarin' Around the World versus Mission Space, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure versus Living with the Land.
That's right. Great matchups. And also some that maybe not so great. So in the first round, there were some upsets and there were some close battles. But the one that was not an upset was Guardians of the Galaxy over Journey into Imagination with Figment. The score was 25-4. Sorry, Figment.
It's okay.
I mean, when you got a juggernaut, you got a juggernaut, right?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
All right. Well, God bless you, Brenda. Sophie, tell us about the 2 versus 7 matchup?
That would be Spaceship Earth versus Frozen Ever After. And this one was an upset. Spaceship Earth won with 18 votes. I would have thought that with how many people take their little kids to Disney, especially the little girls, I would have thought Frozen would have beat it by a landslide, but no. Spaceship Earth had twice as many votes as Frozen did, 18-9.
Yeah.
And then with Soaring Around the World versus Mission Space, this one is labeled as a skunk.
I labeled it skunk because you know what? Soren had 23 votes and poor Mission Space had 0.
Just
No
what
one
it
voted for
deserves. Just
Mission
what it
Space.
deserves.
It does not deserve that,
Oh, it's
in my
horrible.
personal opinion.
Oh man, it messes people up.
And
I love it.
Brenda, give us the last matchup.
Oh, so close. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure got 14, and Living with the Land got 13. Ooh,
Yeah. And you
man,
know
that was
what?
close.
That was so close. It went into the final minutes, and someone's boyfriend, Sophie, might have been the deciding vote.
Well, it
So,
wasn't my boyfriend, and it wasn't your boyfriend,
let
Mike.
me tell you what
Nope.
happened. It was the final night of the first round, and Remy and Living with the Land were dead tied at 13 points. And my dad was like, Sophie, has Jonathan voted yet? And I said, nope. He said, go make Jonathan vote. And I said, I cannot influence his choice. I am the impartial factor here. That is my job.
Because Sophie's
not
not on
just-
Facebook. That's why she's impartial.
That's not the only reason why, thank you. Point is, I go to Jonathan, I say, Jonathan, darling, light of my world, brightest star in the sky, can you do me a favor? And he said, what? I said, I sent him the Facebook link. I told him, go vote, please. He said, I hate voting. And I said, please, this isn't politics. It's fine.
And so
So I asked him to vote for the one that he was most interested in trying. And I told him it's basically you're a mouse running through a professional kitchen, or you're going on a tour of the greenhouses that provide all of the food and fish and veggies that Disney World eats on a daily basis. And he chose Remy.
Yep.
And I still love him. It's fine.
Well, Sophie, you can't get the top billing for every attraction.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
We're all fine. But the fact that it was 14-13, talk about a close matchup.
Yeah.
And that takes us to our final four, which were number 1 seed Guardians of the Galaxy against number 7 seed Spaceship Earth, and number 3 seed Soaring Around the World versus number 4 seed Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. And in not really, to me, if they weren't upsets because of the seedings, but not a surprise either. Guardians of the Galaxy, 27 votes to Spaceship Earth having 6. And
More people voted on that one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Soaring Around the World had 22 votes and Remy had 10. So that takes us to the finals. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 1 seed versus number 3 seed Soaring Around the World. And Brenda, who was the winner?
Who, of course, was the winner? Let's all say it together. Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
which is the most awesome ride at Disney right now to me.
to Brenda, and it was 23 for Guardians and 13 for Soarin',
Yay.
which is about almost a 2-to-1 spread, not quite. But I did some research, and Soarin' opened on May 5th, 2005, almost 20 years ago at Walt Disney World. And so I got to imagine, to me, I think Soarin' deserves some serious props because it's been around 20 years and it still made it to the finals at Epcot. I think that's a big deal. So
I do too. And I have to wonder too, how many of the people that voted for Soarin' have not yet ridden Guardians?
I wonder. I
If
don't
you
know.
voted for Soarin', would you mind writing in and let us know if you've ridden Guardians yet? I just would love to know.
Yeah, I would too. But Guardians of the Galaxy, the winner for Epcot, and it's not a surprise to me because it is a really great ride. So that puts us, we have 2 of our final 4 selected. We have Haunted Mansion. Still surprises me.
Doesn't surprise
Doesn't
me.
surprise me.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, we have 2 of the prongs. So now, next week, we'll be reporting on Hollywood Studios. So get ready to start polling, start voting for the next round of March Madness.
Fun.
It's going to be so cool.
Well, you know what, though?
What?
I think last week when we were talking about Magic Kingdom, we were talking about how people enjoyed the classics, even though they might be older rides.
Mm-hmm.
They still, Pirates and Haunted Mansion beat out Tiana's and Tron by a landslide. And I was surprised at that, I think. But now here you have Guardians of the Galaxy beating out what can be construed as the classic Epcot ride. It is literally the ride inside the icon for Epcot Park. And so I'm thinking, I don't think it's so much about nostalgia. I think it's about quality. I think people voted for Haunted Mansion last week because it's an extremely good ride no matter how old it is. And you have Guardians here. That isn't to say that Spaceship Earth is a bad ride. It is not. But it's sort of antique, if you will, in its ride mechanics. You can hear the track that the cars move along as you're climbing up into the ball. You can see the animatronics are a little bit dated, all that sort of thing. It's still a good ride, but when compared to Guardians, Guardians is new, but Guardians is also extremely good quality in terms of ride.
That's true. That's very true. And
But it
also
ultimately beat out Soarin', and Soarin' is, Soarin' is a favorite.
Yeah.
Soarin' was actually, for me personally, Soarin' was my favorite Epcot ride until Guardians came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking with Shane, and a couple things. The poll, I think we should do this whole series next year. But it's different. It'll be such a different Magic Kingdom would have been a totally different look and voting structure if Big Thunder Mountain was open.
Epcot, and imagine with the Villains Land and the Cars Land that are coming.
That's true.
That's a whole new. Sorry.
Yeah. And Epcot would have been a totally different voting structure if Test Track was open.
You're right.
It would have been really interesting to see how that will play out when those reopen.
We definitely
and
need
we're
to
able
do
to
it
vote.
when they're open. When all of it's open for sure.
Yeah. And you're right, Sophie. When Villains Land and Cars Land, it's just going to reintroduce even more caveats to how the parks look, but also what people think of them. What do they think of these new attractions that are going to be opening up?
And with
So,
all of them, I'm starting to wonder if maybe once it all comes to pass, maybe Magic Kingdom, we already know that Magic Kingdom is a full day park. I'm starting to think that in the future, with all these new rides that are coming in these new lands, we might actually have an instance where it takes more than a single day to get everything you want out of a trip to the Magic Kingdom. It might become a 2-day park.
hmm and I have a lot of clients that do 2 days at Magic Kingdom
Oh, yeah, me
because of
too.
that.
I recommend it.
Yeah, because there's so many attractions there.
You're
But
right.
anyway, this is awesome, but it's just really fascinating to see how things are going. And Guardians, I mean, yeah, it's got to be a favorite
Mhm.
for the overall champion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised by it.
Me neither.
Oh, no. But it's going to be fun to see. So next week we'll be reporting on Hollywood Studios. So get ready, buckle up, and let's see what comes out of Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
So I love
Gonna
this
be
stuff though.
interesting.
It
I
is.
love it too.
All right. So Sophie, it is time for this day in Disney history for March 31st. So take it away.
All right. Well, I had some trouble deciding what I wanted my history to be. And literally I spent like 15 minutes reading through everything in that page trying to figure out which one I wanted the most because there was a whole bunch of good stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I decided on this one mainly because it has to do with an international event, which is kind of on theme with us doing Epcot since Epcot has World Showcase.
hmm
Um, March 31st, 1927, a man by the name of Matsuo Yokoyama is born in Tokyo, Japan. In 1961, he answered a newspaper employment ad and was selected from more than 100 applicants to join Disney as a merchandise representative. In October of 1989, he was promoted to president of the Walt Disney Enterprises of Japan. Matsuo retired in September 1994 after dedicating 33 years to the development of Disney's presence in Japan. In that time, he grew its royalty income from an estimated 6 million yen in 1961 to 12 billion yen in 1991.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah. Matsuo subsequently served as consultant to Walt Disney Consumer Products Asia Pacific line, followed by a position as chairman emeritus of Walt Disney Enterprises of Japan from 1996 through 1998. He was inducted as a Disney legend in 1998.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
Some
Yeah,
people have the gift.
they do. And we don't talk about the parks outside of the
The
United States
US.
very often. So that's really cool history. Thank you, Sophie.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
Sophie.
All right.
It's time to stump the
Don't
show. Good
don't.
luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. This character dreams of finding a voice.
A finding a voice?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This character longs for a kid.
It's not Ellie.
No.
And
Ellie.
it is a Pixar character.
Well, it has to be. It's in my book.
Yeah.
But right now, this character sits forgotten in a cabinet.
This is a toy from Toy Story. I think it's Wheezy, the
No,
penguin. No.
no. This character, I have one more clue. This character has ventriloquist friends.
Gabby Gabby.
Good job, Sophie.
Oh, when I first watched Toy Story 4, I was
Freaked
actually
out.
really freaked out of Gabby and her henchmen. But by the end of the movie, she's actually one of my favorite characters. I'm so
She
glad
is.
she got her happy ending.
She
Yes,
is. You are
goodness
absolutely
gracious.
right. She is a pretty 1950s doll, and she longs to ask a kid to be her friend, but she can't because she has a faulty voice box. And her words come out garbled, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gabby still dreams of one day finding a voice and a kid. Until then, she sits forgotten in a cabinet in the Second Chance antique store with only her dummy friends for company. So, yeah.
Sad.
And she was creepy. It was
It was
creepy,
creepy.
but it's so adorable now. And it's like, oh my gosh, bless her heart, you know?
Yeah.
So, and the reason I chose Gabby, I was looking through the index in the back of the book because I didn't just want to flip to a page. I wanted to make a true decision. And so my dad had a cat who has since passed on that was named Gabby, and we called her Gabby. And sometimes in
Neat.
joking, we'd call her Gabby domestic terrorist because, you know, because her character early on was kind of dark.
She was.
So,
That's funny.
but anyway,
Oh.
so it reminded me of my dad's cat, Gabby. So,
Gabby was a
Very nice.
sweetheart, though. She really was.
yes. So good job, Sophie.
Yes, very good.
Gabby from
Woo-hoo.
Toy Story 4.
Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
All right, Brenda. Do you have a little bit of Walt for us?
I do. And in honor of the beginning of the 2025 baseball season, I thought we'd hear what Walt had to say about baseball. Baseball is
Ooh.
a great teacher of an important secret of living, the giving and taking in the group, the development of qualities and behavior that will stand us in good stead through life pursuits, both personal and professional. Walt
Awesome.
Disney.
Yeah, you know, baseball is a team sport. And so much of what Walt did was everyone was part of the team. There was no star that shone bright. It was like the team made this movie work or not work. So, and I am wearing my Baltimore Orioles.
Yep. Baseball
Polo.
is America's sport, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And Walt is America's best.
Yeah. Thank you, Brenda. Great
You're
quote.
welcome.
Thank you, Walt, for saying it. All right. Well, that, my friends, that wraps us up. And
Yeah.
it's time to talk about next week. Next week is Hollywood Studios Day. We are talking about the March Madness from Hollywood Studios.
This is going to
So
be interesting.
I'm really curious to see what people are going to choose as the best, the top dog, the top banana. Is it going to be Rise? Is it going to be Slinky Dog
Tower of
Dash?
Terror.
Is
This
it going to
one,
be Tower of Terror? Is it going to be Toy Story Mania?
I am actually not at all sure which one's going to come out on top this next week.
Is it
I
going to
had
be
a
Rock and
feeling-
Roller Coaster? No, probably not. But
I'm
knows?
afraid to see the brackets because I'm afraid I'm going to be stumped on what to choose on something.
Well,
Because, you know, there's a lot of tied stuff out there.
Oh,
there
yeah.
is. There is, and it's been fun, and there have been upsets. It's March Madness. March Madness is all upsets, it seems.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
So
Oh, goodness.
it's going to be fun. So buckle up, people. Get ready.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee, though, that the Autopia will not win at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, since that's not even in that park.
Yep. That's
You
definitely
see?
not going to happen.
Hey, who's the genius now?
The same one that was the genius all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that was Brenda
Me.
before. Sophie, yeah. Well, my friends, we hope you have a great week. Share a smile. If you see someone who's look like they're having a rough day, give them a smile and tell them you hope they have a good day and a good week. We hope you have a great week, and we will be back next week with more mayhem, more craziness, more results.
Yes.
And until then, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. And he's Grogu. And we will
See
you on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Grogu. I love you. You're so cute.